and public sector, the government anyways has a bigger role to play. So let me start by giving some examples from my state, Karnataka, where there's a Karnataka Skill Development Corporation, and they've started issuing skill certificates, more than 30,000 certificates on blockchain using Polygon technology. And recently, one of our startup members, so I mean India Blockchain Forum, one of our startups, they launched certificates for National Academy of Indian Railways, part of Indian Railways. And basis that, the Indian Railways is more keen to explore what are the use cases of metaverse with respect to virtual tourism. Let's say there are places of worship, places of pilgrimage, right? How they can bring in elements of gamification. And I was talking to Ravi from Polygon, what are the possibilities, how we can enable central governments like railways to even empower Indian users or Gen Z and millennials to explore what's new about India, the places we're still unexplored, right? How can we enable them to access knowledge in terms of places of worship, routines? So that's one area. And with respect to enterprises are gradually moving into this space. So I also am one of the advisors to JMR Airport Blockchain Center of Excellence, where the idea is to look at the logistics and supply chain elements of blockchain adoption, right? But mostly on the enterprise side, enterprises are going slowly, cautiously. They are looking at some of the lowest hanging use cases, starting from royalty, NFTs, and that's why you see the Salesforce of the world, even SAP now they are using USDC for cross-border payments. So I think gradually the space will pick up.
Uh, One of the things I see with enterprises, while everyone is interested to explore blockchain as a technology, very few of them actually, understanding on how the technology can benefit in their use case. So what I believe in is awareness and education. Like blockchain nowadays, everyone knows about blockchain, or at least I've heard about blockchain or Bitcoin. But when it actually comes about adoption of migrating from their existing Web2 solution to a Web3 solution, or adding blockchain to their infrastructure, a lot of them have concerns about being too transparent, being too open, and that is where the idea comes in. Like if we do any transaction, everything would be open and available out for the public. How can we ensure that our data is protected? How can we ensure that our whatever transaction that is happening in between the companies or between our clients, that is secured? So I see some of these questions coming in around, and this proves in some of the lack of awareness or education in terms of how the technology can robustly be used in the enterprise environment itself. So I think one of the challenges there is about educating them, about awareing them, and then explaining them about different use cases that can be looked into, and how these enterprises and organizations can benefit out of the technology. So I see these first level things a lot of coming in from the enterprises even today.
Accountancy field, the biggest use case, the first thing that we understood was ledger. And the first thing blockchain talks about is distributed ledger. So that topic automatically gets close to your heart, that you're having a data which is solely distributed across all the places, and you are having a much secured ecosystem. You cannot erase it, you cannot change it, you cannot modify it. So that is the biggest use case, because in the 21st century, why AI is taking so much prominence, why data analytics is taking so much prominence, because for the past 20-25 years, seeds have been sown to embed data collection into each and every function that is happening. Even if you're going to a shopping mall, and if there is somebody who's asking for your phone number for a free gift, he's collecting data. So data collection points have been right from the shopping malls to the shopping purchases you are making, either on Amazon, Big Bazaar, or wherever you are doing. So the data collection has accessorized data analytics, and with the distribution data saving centers, or with the distribution data analytics, if you can do this in a much distributed way and you cannot tamper or modify with the data, that gives you the strongest tool in the world to operate this kind of an ecosystem. So that is the biggest use case, first thing. When you're talking about applications of how this technology can be used in the times to come, applications are everywhere. So anywhere and everywhere there's data involved, or anywhere and everywhere there's a security concern involved, blockchain is going to find a use case. Wherever you want your data to be safe, secured, non-temperable, non-hackable, and in a format so that the transparency, you're talking about transparency. there's no problem with transparency or openness, because if you feel that your bedroom chats are not getting noticed by the cell phone that you have by your bedside, it is getting. He's catching your data to that point. So nothing is safe, nothing is like personal now. Everything is out there in public, and with the technology which is getting you that kind of transparency or that kind of independence. Especially, this is my favorite example that I give most of the times in my chats, is that when you talk about organizations which are holding onto the technology, be it the Googles or the Microsofts or Facebooks of the nature, these organizations mostly are earning on data, and these are the tech giants. These have been working on centralization. And one thing that we are forgetting right now is that these people are coming into blockchain, and we are getting, with the distributed technology, with the decentralized technology, we are again going back to the centralization of power. This is something that should be warranted, should be checked by the tech czars sitting here, and maybe something should be thought about.